All right. Welcome back to the Idiots Talking Ball podcast. The NFL draft just ended. It is 11:20 Central Time. As you can see, Bennett's already got the Addison jersey. Kirk to Addison, you know the vibes. But yeah, Addison's a Viking. Texans traded up for Anderson and got their quarterback. The NFC North sucks. Let's talk about it. First of all, I mean, we're buzzing.
Oh yeah. I am so happy right now, dude. I wore this jersey on purpose. I knew going into the draft. I didn't know, but I wanted us to take Jordan Addison so badly. I thought there would be absolutely no wide receiver value past like 17, and the first wide receiver wasn't even taken until 20, and it was JSN.
Yeah, I mean, did you want to before we go into Addison? Do you just want to talk about that?
The wide receivers falling.
Yeah, do you want to honestly? I think our thoughts on the draft are so like the way we were talking because we were in a space together, me and Bennett.
Yeah.
And we're at pick 14. We were like this is the list of players that we can get.
I think by 11. I think by 11 we started to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh my god, at 13 was my favorite shit ever, man. Oh my
we
god.
We can get into that later. We're gonna get that later.
Yeah, I'm just that's my favorite.
But we got to I want to say it was 18, and you had Christian Gonzalez on the board. You had Will Levis on the board. You had
17.
Because Will Levis on the board, who is still currently on the board. You have Jordan Addison, who wasn't really in the conversation, but you had Quentin Johnson, JSN, JPJ, who is also still on the board.
Zay Flowers,
who like you can't miss there. And so it got to the Vikings, and the two guys that we did a poll around the room. The two guys consensusly, Will Levis, obviously, and Joey Porter Jr. That didn't happen. We ended up getting Jordan Addison after draining the entire clock. My initial reaction to it was, okay, that's cool. And we can dive more into it after discussing our reactions, because I think he's a pretty interesting guy. But I like the pick. I was previously very diabolically opposed to him. I've warmed up to him. It's an okay pick, and I think now that he's a Viking, it's a great pick. That's my if that makes any sense.
Yeah. So going into the draft, people were saying our biggest need was corner or just defense in general. I really feel as though wide receiver was probably our biggest need before tonight. Like we said in the last episode, Justin Jefferson was getting put in triple coverage down in the last few games of the season, and nothing else was happening on offense because we couldn't get the ball to him. Now you have a guy replacing Adam Thielen that can separate. He could be an amazing wide receiver too, partnered up with JJ. And that offense, even I don't care about Dalvin anymore. That offense is absolutely nasty. Mm-hmm. That's purely disgusting. I don't think there's a situation, barring a horrible injury, where Kirk doesn't have massive success this season.
Yeah. And so we've talked about the pick, but now let's talk about the player. This is a former Balintikoff, or however you say it, winner, the best receiver in college football. He won it over J-Mo. He won it over Garrett Williams. He won it over Marvin Harrison. He won it over any other receiver taken in the last 2 years or taken next year. At Pitt, he was seen as a deep threat, post route, go route. Him and Pickett had a great. He played 14 games, 100 receptions, 1,593 yards, and 17 touchdowns. An insane season. He was seen as the consensus number one receiver in the country this year. Transferred to USC and kind of took on a different role. It was more the underneath stuff, and not exactly a possession receiver, but just get him the ball receiver. We're looking for the deep play. With Caleb Williams, he played 11 games, so 3 less games. He saw his receptions take a 40 reception hit at 59, 875 yards, but still those 8 TDs. Basically, my analysis of him now and when I watched him is he is pretty crafty on routes. Yeah, he has pretty good hands, and I like his speed. He does everything well, everything on the football field, in terms of skill and talent. He does well. Some things he exceeds at, but other things he's not I don't think he's really great at one thing, which honestly, if you look at Jefferson, but coming in, he wasn't great at that one thing, so I think that's okay. The cons, however, is he is really small. He's 6 foot, but he's 175 if I remember, and he gets knocked off his routes pretty easily. You jam him at the line, and it's pretty tough for him to get off, and he's not explosive enough to just run around people. So there's definitely some downside to his game, but it's nothing that maybe JJ, like honestly, like he's very comparable to JJ coming out, except for he's not really a slot guy.
Yeah.
He played both roles. He did everything well. If he can get his weight up and get with Keenan, especially opposite of JJ, I think we're looking at a guy who can have a pretty good career.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's getting in with the best wide receiver coach in the league right now, and he has the best wide receiver in the league as a possible mentor. I'm so stoked, dude. This is such a nice pick. I mean, JPJ would have been awesome there, but clearly there's an issue if everyone just passed on him. There's a clear issue.
Mhm.
I really didn't. This whole draft process, I haven't really thought QB was the move. I know in my last mock I had us moving up, but that's just because I thought that's what we could have possibly done. But I seriously think next year's a QB year. With the rest of our picks this year, I think we need to just load up on defense. I'd love a Cook trade and a trade up to go and get someone like Trenton Simpson. But overall, this first round was probably the most perfect first round it could have been. What?
Hold on. Did Felix go round 1?
Yeah, he went 31.
I'm so happy for him. But yeah, one thing that I didn't mention, it goes beyond skill, goes beyond his size. It's the fact that he was adamant about being here. It came out, I think it was today, but like on Friday, like it came out on Wednesday that he really wanted to go to the Vikings. And then in his interview, he said Kwesi and Kevin said that if he fell to 23, they would take him.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. That might just be like talking up a prospect. We've seen that happen before. But the words were said, and we're gonna juice him up.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
And now if he can, I don't expect him to be wide receiver 2 probably the first like 3, 4, 5 weeks maybe, like kind of ease him in like JJ, I think, and you can afford to do that even more since you have a JJ. If he can get to that wide receiver 2, you went from like being like, oh my god, ew, KJ Osborne at wide receiver 2 to being like KJ Osborne as our wide receiver 3 is good. That is really good. Along with Hawk, along with an offensive line that can be good. And if Dalvin Cook is there, if he can bounce back, I think an offense that could make up for the shortcomings of defense.
Did Matt? I can't remember. Did Matty Smith go to the Saints? Or no, he went to the Cowboys, huh? Yeah. I was gonna say I low-key cooked, but
I don't think I cooked all that much.
No, I hit 1, technically 2 hit. I hit on 11, which I'm really proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I hit on anything else.
All right, let me see here.
I hit on a lot of positions. I hit on New York going Deontay Banks. So that's cool.
Okay, did you have anything else on Addison or what it means to the team?
No, I think I'm stoked for it, man. I'm so excited.
Okay then. What do we want to do first? Do we want to just do like raw draft reactions, or do we want to shit on the NFC North?
Can we shit on the NFC North real quick? Because oh my god.
Before you go, I'm just gonna set the stage. I'm gonna get the draft. Like this is good podcasting, telling everyone what happened before we completely just decimate them.
Yeah.
Let me get the trade details in front of me. But Detroit had 6 coming into the draft, had 6 and 18. They left the draft obviously picking at 12 and 18. They have 34 tomorrow, but that was the trade. It was 12 and 34 for 6. And so the Cardinals traded up, and we can get into that in a second, like what the Cardinals did with it. But they traded back to 12. They had Tyree Wilson in their lap. They had Jalen Carter in their lap. I'm gonna keep recalling the space where we were like, okay, we're screwed because they're gonna get Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter. They trade back and they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. They drafted Jack Campbell at 18. I have a lot to say about it,
That was
but I know
unbelievable.
I'm going to talk a lot about it.
Uh-huh.
So you go, and feel free to
Okay.
cut me off anytime I talk, by the way.
So starting off with Detroit, I really don't understand the Jahmyr Gibbs pick. I think that their biggest issue this year was their defense. They were very similar to us. I believe they had a top 10 offense, right? Or just
Top
out of
5.
it. Top 5 offense, bottom of the league defense. You don't need to take a running back. You need to take defense. You have generational talent in your lap, and you choose to trade back and take a running back when you already have 2 very capable running backs on your roster. The Jack Campbell pick was unbelievable. You're in a division that has dominant wide receivers, and you have, I don't want to say piss poor, but you have pretty dog shit corners. You have JPJ in your lap. You have him
Or
in your
even Deontay
lap.
Banks. Or
Deontay
even
Banks.
or
Cam Smith.
anyone. Or
Literally
anyone.
And you choose to take not the best linebacker in this draft, mind you. I do think they do need linebacker. I think Alex Anzalone is not good at all. But trade back and take Trenton Simpson. Oh my God.
I think the best part is you could sub in literally anybody taken in the first round. I'm not kidding.
No,
Anybody
seriously.
No. Anybody taken in the first round could have gone at either pick and they would have been better at both picks.
Dude, Brian Brzee would have made more sense.
Those were the very clear, it's very clear those were the 2 worst picks in the draft so far.
Nolan Smith is there.
Exactly. You had
Miles Murphy.
You could have gotten another receiver. I mean,
you could have gotten
the Seahawks did it. The Seahawks did it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So on first we're taking the team out of it. First, we're just look at it like an analytical thing. Like it's known. What do you not draft in the first round? You don't draft running backs in the first round. Mm-hmm. What do you not draft in the first round usually, unless they're like really good? Linebackers. I mean, those are 2 rules of thumb. Mm-hmm. You took one at 12, which is the top half of the first round. You took another at 18, back half of the first round. The running back was a projected second. Now, analysts aren't always right, but it was consensus second round pick. Maybe you had a high grade on him. Logically, you could have got him at 18 or even at 34. Now
you could have gotten him at 34.
I keep bringing this up. Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall are both like, I think like a good amount better than Jahmyr Gibbs, right? They went in the second round. One of them early second round, one of them mid second round. Jahmyr Gibbs went at 12. Again, at 12. Like this isn't like the Cowboys taking him at 26.
Yeah.
This isn't the Bills taking him at 28 or whatever they were. This is the Lions taking a running back, a position that you already mentioned. They are like the DeAndre Swift injury prone, yes.
But he's not bad.
He's not bad. He's okay. Like at the worst, you have an okay running back.
Yeah.
You also just paid David Montgomery. So now you have 3 running backs on the roster, one of which is still in a rookie deal, and you drafted in the second round, mind you, 3 years ago, and you just paid one. You just drafted one at 12. Getting into Jack Campbell, I'm fired about this. I love it.
Yeah.
What?
Can I cut you off for a second? Because I forgot to mention this.
Go ahead.
He's not like a fast guy. Like, he's not like a linebacker that you're going to see like speeding through like on blitzes. He's like a chunky linebacker.
He is like, I'm going to hit you.
Like,
I'm going to clog this running. I'm going to play smart. He's literally your typical Iowa white linebacker.
He is a line. I don't want to say of the past, because I still think he could be decent. It's just, you know, I think he could be good. It's just such a reach, but he's a linebacker of the past. He's not like, and I'm going to use Trenton Simpson again because I love Trenton Simpson and I think he's going to be the best linebacker in this class. He is so fast, and you can have Trent. Oh my God, you could have Trenton Simpson in coverage. You can have him on a blitz. He's a run stuffer, and you take a guy that is significantly worse.
And even then, Trent Simpson still wouldn't have been a good pick at 18. It's like the thing that pisses me off the most. I love it, but the pick pisses me off because it was so bad. Like, you had anybody, like, seriously, like the Will Levis would have been a good pick. I mean, like, honestly, it's such a bad pick, and the Lions are going to lion, And I'm sure these guys will become decent, but they're not good value picks. For reference, again, I said this in the space. I'm not the end all be all, but I think my opinion reflects a lot of other people's opinions.
Yeah.
At least with Jahmyr Gibbs, I had him 35. You can an NFL team could watch his tape and bump him up like 10. Maybe he's like their 20th best player. Running back at 12? No.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell, for reference, went at 18. Consensusly, he's the linebacker 2 behind Trenton Simpson. In a lot of websites, he's the linebacker 3. Again, this isn't like he could have been their linebacker 1. I had him at my 51 on my draft board.
Yeah.
My big board. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't matter. These analysts don't matter. But when you look at what everything's pointing to, you could have got him later. You could have even traded back for all you care and got him. It's just, that's awful. Really, it's so bad.
Yeah.
I am enjoying it though. Do you want to go?
I just want to say another thing real quick. I had Jahmyr Gibbs in my final mock, and I will admit I did this because it was what analysts were saying. Analysts were saying he wasn't going to escape the first round. I had him as pick 26. I think it was 26 was the Cowboys. Were the Cowboys 27? Well, I had him at the Cowboys. Either way, I had him at the Cowboys, a late first round pick. I think he's good. I think he could be a really good running back, but I don't think he's 12th overall good when you have bigger needs and when you have such talented players on the board. Such talented guys. I'm in shock that CG fell to 17. That's just absolutely insane.
Oh, we're going
Bill
CG
Belichick. I'm just saying that it's shocking that they didn't take him. Bill Belichick is probably frothing at the mouth.
Dude, he was fighting not to take Jack Campbell
I know.
too, though. He wanted Jack Campbell.
Yeah. I was about to say.
But I guess we can go to Packers. I mean, the Packers weren't really as bad as maybe being worked up to be.
I kind of expected them to take him.
It's just that's Packers. I mean, neither of us really liked Lucas Van Ness, but a lot of people did. So I can understand why an NFL team would think he's pretty good. A lot of people had him in the top 10 of their mock draft. So I'm not shitting on the Packers for picking a bad player. It's just how many times are we going to do this whole song and dance of great receiver is at or the best receiver in the draft or what have you is at our footstep. Even Dalton Kincaid or Mayer or a weapons of some sort, especially, I mean, Aaron Rodgers being gone, I don't think means you don't have to go get a receiver because now you have a young guy who kind of needs one. He needs one. Now all you have is Christian Watson or Romeo Dobbs, and I'm sure they'll draft Charlie Jones or something in the 5th round and pick up some old washed guy off them. But Van Ness is a good player, so I'm not going to shit on them as much.
I mean, if you're not going to take a wide receiver at that spot and that's one of your biggest needs, why not just trade down? They probably weren't getting any calls from anyone. That sounds stupid saying because I don't know if anyone that would be looking to trade up would be looking for the guys on board, but just trade down and you can get a guy. You have a young quarterback. I think Christian Watson could end up being pretty good.
Very good.
I think Romeo Dobbs could end up being solid too. I really liked Romeo Dobbs, but I just don't. It's your biggest need. That or tight end. Trade down and take a tight end.
And JSN or a tight end, as you mentioned, would have been such a good fit. JSN opposite of a very explosive Christian Watson.
Or O-line.
Yeah. I mean, it's JSN would have provided he was not going to be a star. He isn't going to be a star. I will stand by that. He will not be maybe he might be a star as in a Tyler Lockett type, which is ironic that he's on Tyler Lockett's team.
I think that's good for him.
That guy who gets up there and he's a steady. He's going to be good. He's going to be.
He's a guy that you're going to draft in fantasy football, that type of guy.
He's going to get 90 receptions a season for 1,100 yards, and he's going to be a steady target. It's going to be 2nd and 7, and you're who are we going to? Okay, let me hit JSN on this slant route, and Jordan Love would have loved that. You have the explosive guy going deep. You have your safety blanket in JSN, and now you're looking at a really good offense because your running game is already really good, and that's a
I
great for Jordan Love, a guy who is
yeah
almost being thrown into the fire.
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like this is off topic from that, but I feel like that shows how confident they are in Geno moving on, which is Levis is not going to them in the second round now, which is who I thought might be going there early on, but
I think it also means that Lockett's time is
well, yeah,
getting,
I mean he's getting up there, dude. He's pretty old, but
and I think his contract is coming to an end
I
soon.
think he's still going to be consistent for a little while because he's not an injury prone guy. If you watch Lockett, he's not a catch and run. He's a catch and go down. He'll catch it, he'll instantly just go down.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it'll be one of those things where you draft him this year, Lockett is still
Mhm.
your 2, but you're starting like over like 3 years, maybe even 2, you'll start
Mhm.
to see the targets and receptions like slowly,
Yeah.
and then they'll move, and then DK will continue getting his and whatever. But yeah,
Do you want to hit
um,
up the Bears?
yeah.
I'm so happy. Do you want me to go first or you?
Can I first? I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I was kind of taking notes, like only for like 10 picks or something. Um, First, my notes for the Bears pick was, and I quote, all caps, Darnell Wright, ha 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 ha. I mean, it, we were literally in the space, like I was at least. No one was chanting with me, but I was chanting Darnell
Yeah.
Wright just because it would have been so funny, and it
Yeah.
happened.
Well, no,
Go
do you
ahead.
remember? I didn't know who it was, but my friend had texted me and said, "You're gonna die of laughter." And so he said, "Shit, I got spoiled. Oh my god!" And then he like added me because it was in an Instagram group chat. He's like, "At Bennett Torgerson, you're about to laugh so hard." And so I told you, and you're like, "There's no way it's Darnell Wright." I really thought they were gonna select some like late round edge prospect or like take like Elijah Kanzi or something.
Mm-hmm.
I just why? Like, I understand, like, maybe you want a guy he's a bully ball type of guy, like, he'll throw guys around, but, oh my god, Anton and Broderick are just better, and you just didn't
I mean, we talked about Darnell
and
Wright.
Peter! Oh my god,
I
Peter
think
too.
we've had conversations about Darnell Wright twice in the last 2
Yeah,
episodes,
yeah,
and I think if the 3 people that listen to this consistently, you know our feelings, and he's PFF merchant, and they got fooled by PFF. He is going to him and Tevin Jenkins or whatever his name is. They're
yeah.
going to get so many
Oh,
penalties a game.
dude, all I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say
god.
is Daniil and Z are gonna eat.
Dude, they're like Tevin Jenkins is already the most penalty prone
Mhm.
tackle in the league. Like that, I think that's a fact. And then I don't know the stats on Darnell Wright. I'm not gonna pretend like I do, but
Yeah.
I do know he's very aggressive.
Mhm.
Not Trevor Penning aggressive, but he's aggressive. He's going to go at you, not wait for you.
Yeah.
Do the whole kickback or whatever. Like he's going to do that, but he's going to get his hands out, and then if you can swipe him away, he's either going to hold you or he's going to just get past you.
Yeah. Um, I
Bad
think
pick.
like that was just the funniest shit
Wait,
ever,
wait,
dude.
wait. You know
Like
the funniest part? You know the funniest part? That was
what?
their guy. Like that was their guy.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if you remember, they were at 9, and then again we were like, oh my god, they're gonna get Jalen Carter.
mhm,
Like, oh
and
my
then they
god.
traded
And then
back.
and they traded back, which was like full confidence. This is our guy. You can have Carter. So they missed out on Carter. They could have gotten Gonzalez. I mean, we can play the whole. They could have gotten this game for every single team. It seems like
Mhm.
because there were a lot of teams that obviously didn't agree with us. But Darnell Wright is just so funny when he wasn't like who talked about Darnell Wright until like a
He
week and a
didn't
half
come yeah,
ago.
he didn't pop up. I remember it was a Bengal video, and I was at work, and I was watching it, and he had him at the end of the first round, and I was just like, I'm like, "Who is this guy?" Like, he'd be like a cool, like, day 2 pick, but
Yeah,
fucking 10th overall, and they're gonna have to pay him so much money too on his rookie contract, which, I
that's
mean, they could
true.
eat because they have a ton of cap space right now, but you're overpaying the probably honest to God, I have DeJuan Jones over him. Like,
That's true. I
honestly,
do too. I think I do. I have him over.
and
Yeah. Wow. I
that's just
think
like
Did you want to just do a real quick rundown
Of what? The entire draft?
No. So the Lions, the Lions, Bears, and Packers all had a combination. Like we could have seen this. We could have seen Lions get Tyree Wilson. We
Mhm.
could have seen the Bears get Carter, and we could have seen the Packers get JSN. And they
we got the
instead,
best outcome.
I think all of them except for the Packers. Like the Packers, okay.
Yeah.
But the Bears and the Lions like royally fucked up their picks.
Yeah.
Like honestly, they were both god awful picks. Like honestly,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I even said it. There's not documentation of it, but they made probably like the worst reasonable picks. But even then, the Lions picks weren't even. At least with the Bears, I was saying, okay, well, they could get Darnell Wright. Like it was a possibility. Never in a million years would I have guessed Jahmyr Gibbs or Jack Campbell.
That's just like, it's just so comical, man, because we've had to deal for the past season of just Lions fans saying we got fleeced by them and calling our GM shit. Well, your GM just drafted probably the worst draft out of the entire
Since
first
like that
round.
one Raiders draft, like in 2020.
Yeah, you just took two guys, one position you didn't need, and it's a high value pick. And then the other guy, sure, maybe you need linebacker. Your defense is pretty awful. But why did you take not the best one? Like, I get, like, you got your guy. But your guy's not the best one. Your guy isn't the guy. It's just so funny.
It's
Dude,
awesome,
I feel
really.
everyone's tweeting out Will Levis right now. I feel horrible, man.
Yeah, did you want to get into that? Or
Yeah, I really.
well, okay, wait. But there's like one thing that I said,
What?
like when it happened, like we have to open with this. We didn't even open it with it.
What?
Like I don't want to say what I meant, what I said originally, but like, dude, oh no.
Oh, the Texans?
Yeah, I thought you froze for a second.
Texans fat Schmeat.
Yes, bro. The Texans were like,
That was amazing.
We just took CJ Stroud, and everyone's like, bro, okay, the Cardinals are trading out. Trade popped up. Texans are like, they just
Dude.
they walked out of the room flipping people off. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, bro, we're him.
I think this shows really the past two head coaches they've had. They knew they were just waiting for the right guy. They were hiring guys to just hire them. Those two picks. It's just fuck you. We're going now. We're done.
like-
we're done with this bullshit. We're starting this rebuild.
And
Like,
I on my sorry, I just saw something. On my Twitter circle one day, I like late at night, I just like spammed. I did a whole like what I think the Texans should do. That included drafting CJ Stroud, and I thought they should get an impact player at 12, like a great defensive player. I mean, me and you again had conversations and debates about, okay, they should draft defense. D'Amico Ryans would love that. No, they should draft a quarterback. They just said, fuck it, we're doing both. And that's so big balls of them, and it's awesome. It's literally like the most awesome thing I think I've seen in a draft in a while.
That was okay, because they took a while on their pick, right? They took a while on pick 2, and that's why that was the first they're gonna trade down that I said. They took a while. They had to be. They said, "Fuck making the pick. We're gonna be on the phone looking for this trade right now to trade up." The only thing is, they have 33, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no. They have or wait, yeah, they do. I'm so stupid. They have 33. They gotta go wide receiver. They gotta go Downs.
Dude, if Downs, oh my god,
that
would honestly be
Downs.
like the best draft I think I've ever seen.
They have to go Downs
on draft day. That is.
They have Nico Collins and no one else. You have to go Downs.
They will too.
Yeah,
they will.
And that is so solid.
Because God knows the Steelers aren't. And then who are they taking? I mean, imagine they got JPJ across from Stingley. With
JPJ is going to the Steelers. I feel 100%.
Oh wait, no, you're right. But like,
yeah,
dog,
I just
Okay, so
They
I'm
could
just
go
gonna.
tight end too.
That's
Like
true, Mayer. And that's always great for a young QB.
Darnell Washington, Mayer.
Um, like anybody that knows me knows I've been enamored with the Texans rebuild just because I think they have so many options and it can be so great. Like honestly, like let the Vikings go into a rebuild. I'm not gonna jump ship, but I might be like, yo, I'm kind of like a Texans fan right now.
Yeah, no, like
Well, let me explain. Because first of all, I wanted D'Amico Ryans as the Vikings head coach last year. I loved him, and I loved as soon as the Texans were like, yeah, Lovie Smith or whoever it was this year. It's
it
like
was Lovie Smith.
it's like nah, and I was
Yeah.
like, D'Amico Ryans is the head coach. They got him. They went and got him, and then they needed a franchise cornerstone. And I said it. They need a franchise cornerstone on defense and on offense.
Yeah.
And they got both of them in this draft,
Yeah.
and they just displayed the biggest balls I've ever seen from
Yeah.
an NFL GM. I don't know. I don't even know their GM's name.
It's the Nick Caserio, I believe.
Oh, the crackhead.
Yes. I forget what the trade comp was. Did they give up a first next year?
Yeah.
Because if they
It was a
did,
first.
they still have Cleveland's pick, I believe.
Exactly, bro. Like,
So they didn't do anything. Like, that is such a good draft. Like, that trade was amazing. And then the Cardinals trading out of there was really stupid, by the way. On the trading back, I really like the Paris Johnson pick, not with Tyree Wilson on board.
Okay, so the trade out is fine. Because what they got 13, and they got a lot of capital. It was a good trade for both sides.
Yeah.
First of all, Stingley and like they got their lockdown corner, lockdown corner, and they got their edge of the future. Those are the two. I'm done.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals trading out, I mean, it made sense. They got their compensation, and they're kind of like now in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
That's what I saw when I was like, they're just stocking up. They're gonna do kind of what the Texans are trying or like are executing right now. They're just gonna load up and they're just gonna keep making some really high value picks. And so I thought at 14, someone was gonna be there that could take someone who wouldn't really be the best, but and then to 6. And it's like, okay, I mean, Carter and Wilson are still on the board.
Yeah.
You gotta go them, right? And then I don't know, Paris Johnson, especially over Peter at 6 too. That's not good value.
Do you think you can play and I'm blanking on his name. I don't know why. It's he's their hybrid guy. He was out of Clemson. I really wanted him in 2020.
Isaiah Simmons.
Do you think you could play Simmons as edge? Do you think that's where they're going to move him to?
No.
Because he was a hybrid guy that could. They have no edge. They lost JJ Watt to retirement. They lost the other one to the Broncos.
I don't think the thing is I don't think they're trying to lose. I don't think they are because no one does that, but I think they're like, okay, like we're gonna lose. So fine. That's really my thinking.
Yeah.
Although Tyree Wilson was a Cardinal. Like
that's just unbelievable to me.
Like
you're a defensive coach and you have like a possible cornerstone.
Cannon's bitch ass, man.
Lasers. And you're losing Buda Baker tomorrow too. So.
Okay, hold up. You want to talk about like if it wasn't for the NFC North, what would be the worst pick of the first round?
Worst pick of the first round.
You're blanking on it, but you said it coming in. You came in and you're like, dude, that pick was so bad.
Let me think. I wish I could see all of
pick 16.
Pick 16. Oh, the Jets. I was so disappointed. Oh. Or wait, no, the Jets are 15. Who was after the Jets?
The Commanders.
Oh my
Emmanuel Forbes, bro. No.
You have CG on board. You have JPJ on board.
You have even Banks.
You have Banks on board.
You
go with arguably cornerback like 5, 6.
Dude, I don't honestly. I'm gonna go count. I don't know.
Smith is better.
Okay, here was my cornerback rankings. I had Witherspoon, then I had Gonzalez, then I had JPJ, all in the top 12, by the way, in my big board. Then you had Cam Smith. We're gonna look for a cornerback. Then Julius Brents, and then Deontay Banks, and then Emmanuel Forbes.
Dude, it's just like,
You know, I just realized. You know who else they have on their team?
oh.
Cam Dantzler.
Oh my God, you just drafted 2 of him in the like, you just got him again.
Bro, that's so funny.
Like, Ron Rivera is getting fired.
Oh yeah, he's so done. That is such an
Like,
unserious pick for a coach and a GM.
and what's his face is gonna get promoted too if he has a good offensive season. Eric Bieniemy is gonna get promoted.
Oh yeah, which rightfully
That's
so.
definitely was the reason for that hire, by the way.
It's just like wow.
You just
Bro,
you have so
did you see the Cowboys draft room?
no.
Look at NFL memes IG.
Okay.
It's like low key like a 1-for-1 comp. But yeah, it was bad.
Oh my
Skinny.
God.
What?
Ravens had their entire draft board just shown on the stream, which I feel is crazy.
I think didn't the same thing happen last year too?
I don't think so.
I said this like that. I don't feel bad for them at all.
Oh yeah, that's what Brev said. Brev said it looked like the Death Star.
I don't feel bad for. I would think I was out at that point.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for them at all, just because they're like it's their draft room. They were allowed. I'm sure they were allowed to say, "Hey, do not have our draft board in sight."
Yeah.
I don't care. Let me just peruse through these, make sure we're not missing anything. Damn, we have Addison.
Biggest draft surprise was Shams becoming an NFL analyst just out of nowhere to tell Adam Schefter to back off.
How many did he report? Because I muted him.
I think he kept going. I muted him too. I think he went through the whole draft.
All right. So do you want? Can we? That was a crazy stutter. Wait, where can I not just see like the entire thing?
The whole draft? Yeah, it's not showing for me. I looked it up and it's just showing like the top 10.
Okay. NFL.
You can
draft.
look on CBS. CBS has it, but it's like in a bad format.
I'm fine with that.
PFF has it as well. I want to ask you if you think Anthony Richardson will be a day 1 starter, or are they going to run with Minshew for like the first few games? Because
that is a very good question.
I don't think I'm very high on it. I'm really upset. I wish what happened with Will Levis happened to Anthony Richardson, except we took him. But that's I think yeah. You think day 1 starter?
The Colts made the right pick. It's just so tough because the Colts are so bad. Their offensive line is complete horseshit. Their weapons are so mid. At least they have JT. But like for Richardson, for me to feel like really confident with Richardson, at least on day 1, was for him to go to at least like the Panthers would have been perfect.
I feel like the Raiders would have been good. But the Panthers, oh my God, the Panthers have the Avengers as a coaching staff.
And an offensive line, dude.
And he could have Andy Dalton mentor him. And I know Andy Dalton's not like I'd say Andy Dalton's a top 35 QB.
We forgot one. We forgot a controversial one. Bijan, 8.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised at all. I think they were the number 1 rush attack team this year. They're gonna do it again. I like the versatility of that running back room. Cordarrelle Patterson as a receiving back and Bijan as your bell cow sounds really good. Their quarterback sucks, so it's a pick that somewhat makes sense to me. I really can't see them tanking, which is crazy that they're going to be trying to stick with Desmond Ridder because Arthur Smith is definitely on the hot seat. They're definitely a win now team. So you don't think they are?
Nah. I think he's
playing for his job.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, also they are in the worst division in football pretty much. So they're guaranteed at least 4 wins in that division.
Which sucks for them, dude.
Yeah.
I want them to get a quarterback so bad next year, but they have so many holes.
Yeah. I really would have liked Miles Murphy to them.
Where did he end up going? Did he even get picked?
Yeah, I believe
I stopped watching again, by the way.
Bengals, possibly.
He did. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be Mayer. But yeah, you also missed Kincaid. Kincaid to
No, I saw that.
Buffalo.
I
Oh,
was
you did?
with
That was
y'all.
shocking to me.
I was like, Buffalo always does this stupid shit. Well, I don't want to say always, but they're so weird. Like, why?
I'm
Why
gonna
did
mute
you
real
do
quick.
that? Okay. But, like, while he's blowing his nose, why? That's the only thing I have to say, really. It's like, you have Dawson Knox. He got paid. Um,
There's a.
Kincaid is not him enough to be like, dude, I don't care, bro. Let's go
I
get
would have
him.
really liked JPJ or Brian Branch there.
Yeah, anybody.
I would have
Well, I don't
really
know about
liked
Brian
BB there.
Branch.
Didn't they lose?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really
I would have liked
remember.
him there.
I don't care about the Bills. They're overrated.
Yeah.
Felix getting picked round 1. My
I think that
agenda.
was a solid pick. I think you're getting 2 young edges is really nice, and you still have Chris Jones,
No Downs is interesting.
DT.
That seemed like a match made in heaven.
That's what I thought. The whole draft process I had them taking him, but you're getting Sky Moore, you're getting Justin Ross for a full season. Justin Ross is he's got the potential to be really good if he stays healthy, like really, really good. I was big on Justin Ross last year. I wanted us to at least pick him up as a undrafted free agent. Travis Kelce will be the number 1 target for the rest of his career
Yeah,
there,
the
no matter
offense was
what.
fine.
It doesn't matter who they have. It's like Tom Brady was. You don't need to have these elite wide receivers when you have an extremely underrated defense. You have an extremely good tight end. You have the best tight end in the league.
Think about it this way. You don't need the elite wide receiver because you already have a top 5 weapon in the league.
Yeah.
You don't need to go searching for it. And you have
their running back core is good too.
Juju
Pacheco is
left,
very
right?
good. Yeah, Juju left for the Patriots, which also that's going to be I like that for the Patriots.
Okay, I'm gonna run down because we have to save some of this talk for the summer, like team talk.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be dead.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just stop me when you hear something that might be noteworthy, or that we haven't talked about. There's
Okay.
one that I'm gonna stop at already, but Bryce Young, Panthers, cool.
Mhm.
Stroud, Anderson, 1 and 2 to the Texans, Richardson, Colts, Witherspoon to 5 at the Seahawks.
Can I stop you there?
I was gonna stop there, but
Okay.
go.
I think, in my opinion, with what Pete Carroll was tweeting, I don't think it's smoke. You're not going to do draft smoke 30 minutes before the draft starts. I think they were dead set on Richardson. And when he went to the Colts, they just said, "Screw it. Let's get an elite defensive back room." And now they're pairing up Tariq Woolen with he was Witherspoon was my cornerback too, but it wasn't it was a 1A 1B thing. I think that CG and Witherspoon are good in their own ways. And that's scary. The Legion of Boom is slowly starting to come back, and it's going to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take on that.
I just think Witherspoon at 5. I mean, we keep doing this, and clearly, I mean, this consensus among all the teams. So clearly, we don't know ball, but it's another one of those things where you have Tyree Wilson, you have Jalen Carter on the board, and I mean, I did last year. I did a preview of their season, and I was like, they're up there with the Cardinals for having one of the worst front sevens in the league. Like, their front seven is god awful. And I don't know if they added to that this offseason. I haven't really been tapped in like that. But I mean, I think one of those guys would have really, because especially with, you already have those good guys back there. Now, I mean, it worked with the Legion of Boom, so why can't it work now? Witherspoon is very good, though. Woolen, who is that ball hawk type of guy, an athletic freak on one side, and then Witherspoon just getting in your grill and making sure, like Witherspoon is going to be, like, if they want to run a man defense, he would be on the number 1 receiver, and then Woolen would be kind of that like probing guy, just kind of like in his own zone. Like, they could run a man zone with them, and they would be beautiful. Moving on. Paris Johnson 6, Tyree Wilson 7.
Yeah, I think I like that a lot. I really like him there
Because think about it this way: they have Max Crosby on the other side too,
and they have Chandler Jones on the roster, and now they
he
might be able to
sucks.
dump him because they have such a big deal, or they can keep him and he can kind of help teach him. But I think he'll get dumped. Yeah,
Dude, like that is scary.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah,
there's you can either go and find your cornerbacks and they can play coverage for you, or you can go find a great edge and they can make the coverage easier.
Yeah.
And I think they're in that weird place where it's like you kind of have to win now, just because the players that you have are like the good players are old, but the young players you don't really have enough of them, so you kind of just have to like you're like stuck there. But getting a guy who I think could end up being the best player in this class is pretty good in my opinion.
yeah.
Here's something. We're just gonna skip Bijan. This is less about Jalen Carter because we all know he's really good, and the Eagles clearly wanted and traded up for him. For only a fourth next year, which is pretty good value. Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis,
They're literally Georgia.
Jalen Carter, and Nolan Smith.
It's really scary. Their defense is really scary. They're young and they're versatile. And they all have chemistry is like even scarier.
Well, Nakobe Dean blows, so he's not going to play. But
I guess, yeah. But it's still like
who's that one dude? Christopher Smith, the safety out of Georgia. He is he's an Eagle.
Not sure.
I wish they took Brian Branch. That would have been so sick.
They still can.
Where are they?
I'm not sure. I do they have? No, they don't have the Saints pick, but they can still trade up. They still have like trade assets. Dude,
Peter 11.
I like that a lot.
Pretty cool.
Really like that. I had that in my final, but I think the Bears are so stupid for not taking him. I think it's more important to be able to get your quarterback protection, especially if now that Malik Willis stuff could have been a complete smokescreen. Now you're getting O-line to protect him. He needs to be protected before he can throw the ball to a wide receiver. They could still get a guy in the second round. They could trade up, try and get Downs. Downs might fall to them. They could take Tank. That might not be a popular pick. They could take Tank, but they still could. They don't. I don't think they need to get a wide receiver one. We could see what Treylon Burks does after a full healthy season, and when his quarterback has time. I know that's so bad. I know, but still.
I mean, and even then, it's like Peter's only one. I mean, it's a good pick. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
I mean, it's not like we were going into the draft thinking, okay, this pick is going to make the Titans good. It was never going to. So I guess getting that offensive lineman, and it's a very Vrabel pick, so it makes sense. Let me open this back up and see if anything catches my eye. Just Broderick Jones, okay. Oh yeah. The other one.
I liked that trade a lot. I hated what the pick next. I absolutely hated this, and I felt so bad. One of my friends is a giant Jets fan, and me and Jason were agreeing on this. They traded up back to the first to take Jermaine Johnson last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they just took another edge, and I don't think they needed another edge. And I don't think the edge should have been Will McDonald when you have Nolan Smith and Myles Murphy on board.
It's like really – that's the only thing I have to say. Like seriously,
it's just so
they had
unserious.
such a good draft last year, a beautiful draft. This might be Aaron Rodgers at this point.
I mean, shit. I mean, you see something good in him, I guess go get him because they've
it's actually like it's Aaron Rodgers' fault. Like any team he's on just has awful drafting. I'm convinced because they had literally like the best draft in recent memory. And will last year. And then they drafted Will McDonald. I mean, I don't guess actually. That's awful, but
I mean, he might be like a scheme fit. Their DC might like him. Sala might like him a lot. So, I mean, they already have a very competent roster. Go get your guy. So,
but why is he your guy?
Yeah, that's the
why. Like I'm all for the go get your guy thing, but can your guy be good? Please.
Yeah. Oh, can
I
we talk about 21?
21. Sorry. Uh, yeah.
21 was Quinton, which was I thought it was Zay Flowers all the way.
Or Addison.
No, the whole time I thought it was Zay because they need that guy that can just streak down the field. But I mean, getting Quinton's good too. You're gonna need to dump Keenan Allen soon. He can't separate. He was horrible this year. He's overpaid. You have what's their other wide receiver's name? Um,
Mike
Michael.
Williams,
You have
DeAndre
Mike Williams. You
Carter.
have
No,
Mike
he's not even on the
Williams.
team.
You have Mike Williams. You're pairing up with Quentin Johnston. That's pretty good. That I think Jay Herb's gonna be very happy about that.
I think I was very well known that my wide receiver one was Quinn Johnston.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's much of a scheme fit there. Like Zay or Addison would have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm so stoked over this, dude.
bro, like this draft was so awesome. Now trade up and go get JPJ.
I
Anything
really
it
like
takes.
the Jaguars pick. I had thought that they might go Brian Branch. I still think that they need to go DB in the second. But they just had their tackle get suspended, and you're getting it. I have him as my tackle too. I consider Peter as a guard. I know he can play at a very high level as a tackle, but I have Anton after Paris Johnson, and I think them getting him at 27 was really good. And it's gonna help Trevor significantly. I hate the Saints pick a lot. I hate Brian Brzee at 29. I really thought it was gonna be Will Levis. I really thought it was gonna be Levis, and I could have gotten behind that. I could have gotten behind Mayer too.
Bro, listen to this, bro.
What?
Oh my gosh. It's like this every year. Like you're like, oh my god, how are these guys on the board?
Mhm.
But Branch, Levis, JPJ, Cam Smith, Darnell Washington, Torrance, Mayer, Brents, Jones. I wish we had a second round pick, dog. But dude, this is setting up so well for us to like be able to actually get our draft. Dude, imagine we get overshown. Imagine the parade we're gonna fucking go
The
on.
only thing I'm upset about is I would have loved Jonathan Mingo, but now
Simpson's still on the board. I just realized
we could
that.
trade up and get Simpson too. I think tomorrow's the day we're gonna see a Dalvin Cook trade, and I think we're gonna get more assets out of it than we think. And I think we're gonna be able to trade up into the second, at least mid-second.
Can we just get a 4th round pick so that we can trade it into the third? Dude, like we need two 3rd round picks. We need it.
I think Overshown, Williams. These two are tradable. Williams or we're not getting JPJ. I think that dream's over. We're gonna have to give up way too much, and I think he goes at 32. Williams,
and
or
he probably has an injury concern. There's like a Booth thing.
Yeah,
this is very Booth-esque.
Fuck, I just mixed up that. Cam Smith, Clark Phillips, and Garrett Williams. Three DBs we could get tomorrow. That would be
or Julius Brents.
Amazing. I don't know that much about him. Is he the Miami?
Kansas State. Tyreek Stevenson is the Miami. He's very high-touted. I love Brents though. Addison. Hey man. Again, I said it earlier. I think it was the perfect description. It's an okay pick objectively, but now that he's a Viking, it's a great pick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dude, this is just an absolutely solid draft. I think Mayer's gonna be the steal of the second round, in my opinion. I have no idea where he could go, but he's gonna be very good.
I mean, like, just looking at Silas's
his Snapchat, he was popping off, dude. He was so happy. God, dude, Luke stole my jersey swap method, and he did one of Boyd right now, and Boyd
Bro,
retweeted it.
do you not realize that that's not like you're not the only person that has ever done
No, I
that?
know. It's just funny.
I did it first, by the way, with Jalen Ramsey. I
Also,
swear on my life.
I really don't think we have to go corner in this draft at all. We have solid young talent.
I mean, like,
Did we sign Murphy to a 2-year deal?
I keep forgetting we have Murphy. I think
I know. That's such like I remember today during the draft. Like I really don't think we have to go corner.
it's like, but then you're banking on Booth or a Caleb actually being good, and Caleb has shown you something. But four concussions.
Watch your next words.
Are you going to tell me to pipe down?
No, I'm not talking about a Caleb. I'm talking about Booth. I was gonna say watch your words wisely.
Yeah.
Or watch your next words.
Yeah. Overshown would literally like give me an erection.
I think that'd be so solid. I think we need to go and get a D lineman as well. I think that I think Keon's out of the picture. I think he's going to be a mid-second round guy. I know exactly who you're thinking of. We could get him as well. I just think that this was a very solid draft.
Go Texas the rest of the way. I'm not even kidding either. Like dead ass. Get Moro Ojimo. You get your big guy in the middle.
Get Rojo.
Get Rojo after you trade Dalvin's bitch ass.
Yeah.
And then get DeMarvion Overshown. And then boom.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm very excited for round 2 and 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, this is giving me false hope for the season. But this was our best episode yet, by the way.
Yeah,
very
I think
fluid.
So. Lots of excitement.
Yeah, we should draft more often. We should have more of these drafts because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, we should do drafts all the. I think the NFL should have like 5 drafts in the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should also have 7-game playoff series.
Facts. Who was it that said? Was that T that said that?
No, that was Dog. It was Mev. Do you know who that is?
Oh my gosh, that's
crazy. That's crazy sexism. Insane.
How is that sexism?
Because you just assumed it was the other woman that you know on Twitter.
Nah, because T has some funny takes sometimes.
I don't think T's stupid though.
Bro, can you imagine a 7-game playoff series? You know how many people would die?
Bro, I saw it. It might have been a TikTok, but it was like it's just a bunch of people stuttering, or you know that one video of old dudes stuttering in the try not to laugh videos like a few years ago.
Maybe yeah.
It's like Joe Burrow after forcing a game 7, and it's just him stuttering. I thought it was pretty funny. It was pretty comical. But yeah, this it's like 40 views.
Dude. Oh my god. I feel horrible for Will Levis, man. I honestly don't understand. If you want him, I'd take him in the first round so you can get that 5th-year option. Because he's going to be a guy you need to take
too much thinking. It's too much thinking.
I don't know. I think he's a very high upside pick in the 2nd round, though. I think that whoever gets him is.
Silas is back yet?
Well, what's he gonna pop in for like 2 minutes?
I just kind of need I think Landon went to bed, which I mean, I don't like. I'm not like blaming him for it because it's like 10 p.m. draft. I was like, yo, can you do a thumbnail? But like I should have asked him this like a lot earlier. But I might have to make a boof Snapchat, not like ironically boof, not like boof, but like a boof Snapchat thumbnail.
I think Vid was solid.
Let's call Boof on the pod, see if he picks up.
I'm not answering that.
He's not going to answer.
Will Levis falls out of the first round. Will Levis. Will he be taken tomorrow? Because the Vikings have 2 options now, or 3 options. They could trade up and take Hendon Hooker. They could trade up and take Will Levis,
Will
or
Levis?
they could have Kirk Cousins on the
Here.
last year of his contract, or
Kirk Cousins.
fourth option, they can try and draft a quarterback in next year's draft after they lose Kirk Cousins.
Dude, that's so funny.
That's gonna hit the timeline like crack tomorrow morning.
And I'm gonna be at school. Bro, why
And
does that? Why do? Oh my God. That's so L. Why does it have to be a Friday?
I have a test tomorrow, dude. I did not study for it. I'm screwed.
AP test next 2 weeks. Let's go. Let's go, bro.
Let's end this thing, yo.
Yo, are we okay? So what to expect? Are we doing like a full draft recap? Release that on Monday. Record
Yeah.
that John on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm down.
Betty.
I'm gonna hit a second round mock draft, maybe.
That's kind of whack, yo.
I got PFF Plus for like one more day.
All right. Expect some guests soon, such as Brevin Bain, Jason, if you know him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're about to hit the dead of summer, so
Rick Sosa.
you might need to start hopping on hockey because that's gonna be like the only talking point for like.
We could run an NBA draft.
That's fire. That was my first ever podcast upload with this mic. With this mic, I bought it just for that. Yeah, we're done, bro. This is rambling.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison is a Viking. Let's go. I reposted that to my Instagram story fast as can be. But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching.
You know who else had 4 wide receivers taken before them?
No, who?
It's like this really cool guy. He wears number 18. He's kind of the best wide receiver in the league.
Oh, Jefferson. The Jefferson kid.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, did you also know that besides that one Jefferson kid, the last skinny wide receiver who's very technical and good at running routes
I can't recall. Who is it?
I mean, he wasn't here long. He's a little bit of diva, so.
Yeah.
Stephon, I don't know if you know him. Stephon Diggs?
I think I've heard of him before.
He was okay.
He was all right.
But yeah, hashtag Addison gang.
Hashtag Super Bowl.
Also
Hashtag
follow us on
Nation.
Twitter at Idiots Talking Ball. Or Idiots Talk Ball. We have 42 followers. We're low-key running our bleep. Yeah, we out.